Right, the first question.
Yes.
I'm just reading as I'm go along. Some say the so-called aliens are obsessed with us because they don't have souls or our level of connection to the infinite, and therefore they cannot reach the same high vibrations that we can after physical death. Are they trying to resonate? The light's going out a minute. Are they trying to resonate with our higher consciousness or hitch a ride with us, so to speak?
Well, the first thing I want to address in that is there is no absence of soul in anything. There is no absence of consciousness in anything in creation. So life within your frequency and outside of your frequency of light is there is always consciousness present. Therefore, there is always the essence of life, and there is always, therefore, a soul there. But like all expressions of life in your world, there are those who are hunters and prey, and there are those who are not, you understand. And the same applies throughout all of creation. There are those who have good intentions, and there are those who have the absence of good intentions. There are those who are at a stage of evolution whereby they are still just in a survival form of mode. Do you understand that, Paul?
Yeah, yeah.
Do you understand that?
Yes, yes.
Ladies, because there are all, in all life, there are those animals.
Yeah.
You take the spider, take Incy Wincy spider.
Mm-hmm.
It has the ability and intelligence and wonder to spin a beautiful yarn, symmetrically marvelous.
Yeah, yeah.
But its whole purpose is to catch prey.
Yeah.
It very rarely does anything else. It sits still and it catches prey.
To survive.
Yeah.
Some forms of life are there, and they are, their point of evolution is that they are catching prey. Other animals are different again. They seem to be more, you call it human-like, but more endearing, more affectionate, more inquisitive, more interested in coming to find you and be with you, like your dog or your cat. Well, maybe not so much a cat, but you know what I mean. A cat is more than happy to come and take your food and then go out for the night.
Yeah.
They always seem to have a party happening elsewhere, don't they? But you understand what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
That is just examples of life in your world. All of them have consciousness. All of them have a soul. All of them will continue on. And you take, for instance, a virus or a bacteria seems to spend its life, from your perspective, hitchhiking upon you, living off you and on you and doing very little except making you ill.
Yeah.
But it too has consciousness. It too exists. And it too has its place to evolve. In the same way I've spoken in the past about even a rock has life force and consciousness. But it's just a rock. No, it seems to be just a rock, but it has life and consciousness. So then you ask me about life. Call it alien, if you will. Life is life, my friends. Existence is existence. So alien, if you want to use the word alien, extraterrestrial, interdimensional, outside, interstellar, beyond light, wherever there is all forms of life. Just like there is in your world, so there is in elsewhere. It all has consciousness. That's not to say that what the negative, no, rephrase that, not negative. All prey has its preferred meal. The spider likes the fly and other insects, but it prefers the fly, for it is just the right density and just weak enough to not be able to escape the hold of the web. The lion or the tiger has its preference. It's usually running across a field within Africa or wherever, but it has its preferred. It has what it's used to. And for some life forms, they crave energy. Your energy. Those or other life that's frequency resonates close to it. The energy is their sustenance. So all I'm trying to point out is that whether it's alien of a different world from your perspective, or whether it's in your world, it is all the same. There is all expressions of life. They are not soulless. Yes, their point of evolution may well be in a different area, a different state, a different place of development, but so is yours. 2 million years from now, they will talk about your times in the same way as you talk about biblical times.
Yeah.
They will assess you and ponder about the way you thought. Now, and right now, if you were to find out what it would be like in 50,000 years from now, or even 5,000, or 1,000, you wouldn't like it. It would be too much. You wouldn't even be able to comprehend it. But nonetheless, people will look back on you in that same manner. So evolution, if you like, which is nothing more than the expanding of the mind and awareness and understanding and the removing of the weight of cynicism. So as that removes over time, people become lighter, more aware, more accepting, more evolved, as you call it. So these beings that people talk of, the universe is littered with them, not just your universe either. And these beings come in all forms, just like your world has all forms of expression. Some are hunters, some are not. Some are affectionate, some are not. Some are highly intellectual, some are not. It's all a point of perspective. Do you understand this?
Yeah.
Therefore, that is my answer to that, Paul.
Okay. All right.
The only thing you give up to anything is your energy.
Yeah.
So if someone craves negative energy, don't give it them. No. If you are giving negative energy, if you are being preyed upon energetically, you need to change your energy, my friend.
Yeah.
Positive.
Yes. But you are in a world that is geared to bring you down.
Yes.
So why would that be? If somewhere, someone or something is not craving off your negativity. And I'm not necessarily talking beyond the realms of your light either. I'm talking in your world.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm talking to people seemingly above you.
Yeah. Yeah.
They want you in constant misery.
Yeah.
Because when you're there, you'll do what they tell you.
Yes. Yeah.
You don't have the energy to fight.
Yeah.
You're exhausted with the fighting.
Mm.
So just have you bombarded from every corner.
Yeah.
Doesn't require an alien to do that. There's plenty of alien in your own parliaments.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
true.
So,
Sure.
so when you look at it that way, I'd be well more concerned about closer to home
Yeah.
in that sense.
Yeah.
Anyway, that is my response.
Mm. Fine.
That is my response.
You know
All have life.
you-
All have consciousness.
You know, you said that the idea is is bringing you down. It's funny enough. I've just put a comment on our one of our media platforms, Facebook. Oh no, sorry, it was at one of our major newspapers. They were talking about in 2032.
The
Let's go-
asteroid.
Oh no, not that. But that's
No.
coming. But
Oh,
yeah.
there's another thing coming.
There's something, yeah, and something, illnesses or something bad. So I put a comment on. I said, "This is great." I think so. We've now got 7 years to be absolutely miserable and whatnot. And I said, "It's absolutely laughable. It's
Rubbish.
you can tell it's done deliberately to bring us down."
Well, also,
Listen.
you live in a world, Paul, where attention seeking is of the highest degree.
Ah, yeah,
So by commenting, you have merely encouraged it.
Adding to the
Adding to
ego.
you're fanning the flame.
Oh right,
Yeah.
okay.
Ignoring
I
it.
should have ignored it. Yeah,
You should ignore everything.
yeah, yeah.
You
They
should
hate it when you ignore them.
absolutely, Cora. Everyone hates it when they're ignored.
Don't
It's rather
like
uncomfortable. The problem is there's a million other people all ready to leap and react.
Ah, right. But all I was
Or they're
putting on
crying
is
or
it's
laughing.
saying how ridiculous it was, because I said it's just these comments like this making me laugh.
Yes, but that's how
But
media outlets, Paul,
Yeah.
have
That's why they do
always
it
got
for
reactions,
attention.
even
Yeah.
in my time.
yeah,
I
right.
mean, you have your own way of expressing it now with the modern technology that your world has. In my day, you would put a very strong circle around the article
Yeah,
and be sure to criticize it with your friends and
yeah,
such like.
yeah,
Now it's everybody's voice and opinion,
yeah,
as if everybody's opinion matters
Yeah.
somehow to everybody, should matter to everybody else.
None of it
And I'm
makes
sure
sense.
they add they add to things to make us react, and
Yeah.
don't they?
Yeah.
None of it makes
Yeah.
sense.
I shouldn't worry.
No.
no, in that
Once
case,
more, how does any of this help your little world?
it doesn't.
Your own little world?
Yeah.
How does any of this encourage you to live better?
Mm,
Doesn't.
It does not.
no, I'll stop commenting.
That's why I don't have gadgets.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. Well, there is something to be said for that, Cora.
I don't have gadgets.
No.
Right. There's another question here, Monty.
Yes.
It said, could Monty talk about when we're going to do mediumship? What's the preparation from your end for it to work with the medium to bring the evidence through?
The preparation for evidence is something that Anthony has to discuss with you. So I will let him return a little sooner
All right.
and he can discuss with you how this happens. But there is no set way in how this works.
Right.
We have our own method in which, but Anthony has explained to you before, I believe, he tells me,
Yes. Yeah.
that the process happens because he becomes one in a chain of people. He moves in close. Yes, I know, I tell him. He moves in close to the medium
Yeah.
and he transmits his thoughts in the hope that the medium's brain interprets them and voices them in the manner in which I am now doing myself.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, whilst he is doing this within the orbit of the medium's energy, we will have people who move in closer to him and they will transmit through thought, feeling, and hopefully, therefore, he will pick up their spoken word through their thoughts.
Right.
But whether he can do that successfully every time is very much dependent on one, who comes along, and two, how adapted they are at slowing their vibration down enough for him to pick up their words,
Yeah.
for him to connect between two, the person communicating and him holding on to the medium's energy. So he's in the middle, trying to receive thought and hear thought and sense thoughts, and to communicate it and think it further through to the medium through his mind.
Yeah.
The process of slowing one's vibration down is one which requires practice from our side. It takes time to learn to slow your vibration so that the reality which we occupy in our reality fades a little, enough for us to therefore be slowing our vibration so we are coming through the frequencies
Yeah.
and becoming closer to yours.
Ah. Okay. Yeah.
But your bodies, your physical bodies, are the vehicle that is finely attuned to your frequency. Like I've told you before, that is the vehicle that is tuned into your world, your reality, your frequency of light.
Yeah.
But we don't have that body, so therefore we have to learn then to influence and vibrate our frequency and try to attune to your
Right.
vehicle.
Right.
Yeah.
The vehicle which we refer to is your brain
Yeah.
and your DNA.
This is making a lot of sense.
But it is why we encourage people to train their brain to become better receivers
Yeah.
of other frequencies. And some people are naturally gifted, you could say.
Yeah.
They have a natural ability within them.
Went to the mind.
Yeah.
Well, not just that, but to be like a receiver,
Yeah.
like an aerial. Some
Right,
people
right.
just seem to have a bigger aerial than others.
Mm.
Others can develop it to a good and strong degree. Some can develop it to a remarkable degree. And some may only ever feel inspired
Yeah.
or guided a little, which is fine,
Mhm.
which is fine. And those who believe in nothing, their aerial is well and truly retracted.
Yeah.
But no aerial, everybody's aerial is capable of popping out
Exactly.
Right.
to some degree, to some degree.
Okay.
So the preparation we make is one, we learn to slow our vibration down. That allows us to be closer to your vibration. Over time, we learn to try and attune our vibration to the vibration of the individual's mind, brain, that we communicate through, in the hope that communication can be attained and achieved and maintained. That is the hope, and that is what we do. But for everybody who thinks they're a medium, as you call them, and for everybody who thinks they're communicating with another reality, you do have to take all of that with a little pinch of salt, because unless evidence of some form can be communicated, you have very little to gauge their true ability on. Many people can be learned, Paul.
Yeah.
Many people can be a learned person. Many people can be wonderful thinkers with ideas. So philosophy, as you call it, in and of itself is fine, but how do you demonstrate? How do you demonstrate a reality that it's truth? There has to be something you measure it by. That is why Anthony tries to perform evidential communications, whether it is from an individual in our world or whether it is him communicating an event to come, something significant. people say telling the future is nonsense. Well, it's not nonsense when you're trying to demonstrate and experiment whether you can do it or not. It is all part of the process.
Mm.
You've heard the expression, all mediums are psychics, but not all psychics are mediums.
Yes.
Well, to be psychic is merely the part of the process that allows you to interlink your vibration with ours. If you didn't have the psychic there, it wouldn't work at all. It's all part of it. It's whether they are connecting with another soul that matters. But all of that energy is important. It is all used. You understand? It is like suggesting a fire without oxygen. Oxygen's a fundamental part, so is psychic ability. Has to be there. It's whether the person attains a connection with another that matters. So I hope that helps.
Thanks, Monty. There's a couple of questions here that Anthony could answer then.
Yes.
But there's one more here that you might be able to help with, and that is, what is your take on Acacia Records, Hall of Records, also known as Book of Life? And Anthony or Monty, can we access it?
Well, in my world, we have libraries. We have places we can meet and talk and discuss and learn. We have places where we can relax. We have places where we can socialize and be as humans. But I've never been to a great, vast, mystical place where all is known, if that's what you mean.
Yeah, that's what they're getting at, I think, yeah.
Well, there is places I can go to find knowledge. In the same way that there is places in your world
Right,
where you
where
can
we
go
go.
to find
Right.
knowledge.
I think what they're asking is, can we, whilst we're on Earth, can we access it?
Well,
Access the information?
I mean, if you mean by that, all that exists is known in the realm of consciousness. It exists around you, everything that is known, because once the brain goes, everybody's thoughts, the entirety of everybody's thoughts, knowledge and learning exists there. So everybody has brought their thoughts, their knowledge and their learning to our side of life over millennia, you understand, since the time dot. So all of that knowledge is there. But I'm not sure how this person envisages the imparting of this knowledge. You understand?
Yeah, yeah.
Is there some great hall? Well, not that I know of, but there are halls. There are places you can go to learn, and there are places where we share and impart knowledge. You understand?
Yeah.
And when you want to know something in my world, you don't have to go very far to know it. But you also have shared view in our world, because people have all got their own opinions also, like in your world.
Yeah.
So there is no vast temple, so to speak, as
No.
if that's what you mean, where all is known and you pop your head in the water of knowledge and the fountain of truth and it swells within you. It's not a place I'm aware of.
Right, okay.
But there are places in which I can go and learn and be with others who take an interest. You understand?
Right.
There are those in my world, Paul, who are not interested in learning. I mean, this might come as a shock to people, but there's this idea that we're going to spend the rest of eternity learning. I mean, it does sound rather morbid if you ask me. I mean, what about having fun?
Yeah.
What about having a lot of fun?
Yeah.
There's plenty of time for learning.
Mhm.
Yes. But there are those who don't want to learn. Quite happy to go out and experience and live,
Right.
because that's what we're doing as well. We're living.
Yeah.
But there is no, I don't the word, the Akashic records,
Yeah.
as the Akashic records and such like, are words and descriptions that have been created by man in your world to attempt to illustrate, to attempt to create an image for your world
Mhm.
of how knowledge is shared in ours.
Right. Yeah.
It's an attempt to try, of people in your world, to try and impress you about what our world is.
Yeah.
But
Why
I'm
don't they
afraid
wait till they get there.
I don't know
Find
of any Akashic record myself.
Ah,
Right. Okay. Right.
I know of places you can go to learn in
Yeah.
a very natural manner where you will share thought, share ideas, where you will be together and influence and interact with others, mind to mind.
get the answers when you reach the other world.
But I know of no Akashic record, so to speak, Paul.
Right.
I know of no great fountain of knowledge that one bathes themselves in.
Okay.
I know of no great hall of temple of truth and learning. I know of many places you can go to learn many great things.
Mhm.
Like in your world, you can go to a school, you can go to a college,
Yes.
you can go to an evening class in your world.
Yeah.
You could decide you want to be proficient at sign language, and you can go and learn how to do sign language in
Yeah.
your world. You can learn how to ride a bike. You can learn how to drive a car. You go to a driving school in your world.
Mhm.
Well, in my world, if you want to learn something, there are places you go to learn it.
Yeah.
And the difference between our worlds is that in our world, it's much easier to absorb mind to mind.
Yeah. I've heard
Because
that
mind to
before.
mind, it
It's
comes
not
with,
compulsory.
because in our world, mind to mind learning,
Yeah.
it comes with feeling as well. So
Yeah.
you feel what the person is trying to express,
Mhm.
which helps rather than
Yes.
someone telling you.
Yeah.
But the point is, there are many places to learn in my world. But there isn't one grand palace. So I hope that helps.
Fine. Thanks.
And I
Matthew.
know, all I would say is things like the Akashic records and such like, these are ideas that someone in your world has created to try and illustrate what they believe our world is like. And now I'm contradicting it because I am merely telling you that in our world, yes, you will not be short of things to learn.
Yeah.
You'll never be short of things to learn if you so want to. But if you don't want to, you don't have to. You don't have to go to a night class in your world, do you, if you don't want
No,
to?
no.
You don't have to learn in my world if you don't want to. And you will learn anyway, naturally, like you do in your world, through necessity.
Yeah.
So there are things in your world that you learn on a day-by-day basis because you just have to.
Yes.
It just happens and you've learnt it.
Some you'd rather
Yeah.
forget.
Yes, indeed, Cora. Some things you would rather forget. Like the whip of the cane against your backside when you don't
Oh,
learn properly.
yes.
That doesn't happen here. Let's discuss some of the things that we don't have here.
Exactly.
We don't have a brain. We have the mind. Therefore, to absorb your learning is far faster.
Purity.
It's far quicker. You learn quicker and you learn with feeling. Because the person
Rather
mind
than
to mind
fear.
that you're learning from, you can feel what they're trying to express to you, you understand?
Yeah.
Coming from them.
Imagine if you're trying to, in your world, you're trying to teach something to someone, so you show them, and they can't quite get it
So
right.
then you get the cane.
Well, not in our world. Not in our world.
That's the difference.
But in this world of yours now, today, not like in our time, Cora.
Mm.
In our time, you got the cane.
In my
Those
time,
things
I got
don't.
it.
That's right.
No.
But basically, what I'm trying to illustrate is in our world,
It wasn't enjoyable.
you get the feeling of what people are trying to teach you.
Mm.
So they will teach you with thought. It's mind to mind, no words.
Mm.
So the words start in the mind and come to your mind instant. So you understand, but the words that are spoken through mind to mind come with feeling. So as you're learning, you will feel what the person is trying to teach you.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So it becomes more real,
Yeah.
more animated in a way that your world can't express. In your world, if you're learning, a person may take your hands and say, let me show you.
Mm.
But until you learn your own technique, whereas in our world, mind to mind comes with feeling and a sense of feeling. So as you learn, it feels more natural and quick
Yeah.
and instant.
Can understand that.
Yeah.
Now, when I express it this way, you can understand how in a time long ago, somebody might have interpreted this to be some great stately building of learning, a hall of learning, a hall of knowing, a hall of this and a hall of that. But it truly isn't. There are places in which you can share and learn. I don't call it a hall of learning. I wouldn't. I don't think it's a good description. So I hope that answers that.
Fine.
Does that answer that is the question.
Thanks, Monty. Right.
Yes. Yes.
Right. I think the other two questions can be answered by
The scruffy one.
Anthony. But
The scallywag.
By who?
The scallywag.
The scallywag. Yeah.
Very well.
Mm.
Very well. So I hope that's made clear some things. And again, you don't have to take what I say as gospel. For let's face it, even my words today are only the words that are being interpreted through the medium.
Yeah.
So there is restriction on my words, my thoughts. I can't ever fully express myself. The only time you will hear me expressing myself, Paul, in the truest sense of the word, is when you come here.
That's it.
Yes.
Then I will be able to
Yeah,
express myself as an individual.
Yeah.
Until then, I will always be restricted by the
The
mind,
brain.
the brain of the medium.
Yeah.
In the same way as the person who came up with Akashic records and halls of learning, how much of that was influenced by the medium of that time?
Yeah.
Great halls, stately buildings of learning. Does that sound of your time?
Mm.
No, it almost sounds cathedral-like.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound all-encompassing. It doesn't sound all-encompassing because
Sound happy.
it sounds rather majestic and strangely out of
Doesn't
place
sound
to me.
happy.
There are places where you will learn. There are places where you will share knowledge. But what is that knowledge? I mean, what is knowledge? It is just something another person hasn't yet learned to do. The halls of threading a needle.
Wait till you get there.
How many men will be queuing up when they come to my side of life to visit the hall of cleaning?
We'll be there.
Do you see my point?
Yes.
When I try and put it into humour.
Yes.
Absolutely.
There'll be women all over the world who'll be encouraging their husbands to visit the hall of home maintenance. You see my point?
Never gonna work.
There are places in which people learn together. You could call them schools, you could call them colleges in your world, you can call them whatever you like. There are places, but there is no great temple. Yes, all there is to know is out there, just like it is in your world now. Eventually you won't need mediums, I hope. One day your energy will vibrate in such a way that you will not need to ask questions.
You'll just know.
when you follow your intuition,
Yeah.
That's the one.
you will follow your moral compass, your intuition, you will follow your own lead.
That will give you the answers.
Absolutely. So, my friends, that is what I would say on the matter.
Okay, Monty, fine. Thank
Yes.
you.
I incidentally will now be going to the halls of drinking.
Yes, and cigars.
Oh, yes, yes, of course.
If
The
you put
halls
one
of
hand,
the
a cigar
Cuban
in the
cigar.
Yeah.
I mean, how many halls are we meant to have? Never-ending halls. When you look at the world, to think it, you've made it through life. You've passed away, seemingly. You've awoken in this wonderful world. All of your people and friends and people you want to see are here. You're greeted in such a fashion that it is idyllic. Idyllic. You get the setting and scene that you most want.
You get all the answers.
You get this wonderful journey, and you're going to spend eternity learning. It sounds like hell. All eternity asking question after question. No, you will live and you will learn, and you will learn as you go in the same way as you do with life. But how you learn
It's different.
is different. And who you learn from is different. But you will learn and
Right.
you will enjoy.
Nicer.
Mm.
But if anybody thinks they're coming to an eternity of learning, oh dear,
Mm.
you're going to be awfully bored.
Yeah.
Because we'll all be at the pub.
Leave us alone, stay here.
I assure you, we will all be down the pub having a good time.
Having fun.
Yeah.
Imagine if you knew everything when you got here. There'd be no need for a quiz.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I mean, surely, my friends, you still want to be inquisitive in life. Even, I mean, surely you don't want to know everything there is about everything instantly. Where would the fun be?
Yeah.
You learn through experience. Life and evolution has always been so. The evolution of life and the evolution of yourself and others is an individual journey. It'd be a bit pointless waking up over here and knowing everything.
Mm.
Be a bit of a waste of time even being here. And we certainly wouldn't want you in our pub quiz shouting all the answers out. We do have a pub quiz, you know.
Yeah.
You know, such things exist. We are capable of being happy and having a social life, Paul.
Right. Oh, yeah. Let me just go on a bit from that then. Just supposing then you probably do anyway, you have people who have tennis matches over there.
Yes, we do.
So you're saying then you won't know necessarily who the winner is going to be?
Well, no, because it's a match. It's a competition.
Yes.
Well, yes, so just like in your world, you know who the winner's going to be. You might have an idea because somebody's a marvellous player.
Yes, I have an idea, but you don't know for sure.
No.
Is it the same where you are then?
Well, yes, because it's a competition.
Right, fine.
We're still competitive. We have fun.
Yeah,
It'd be a pretty grim place, Paul.
yeah.
If you didn't have room for competition, you
Yeah.
wouldn't have room for performing anything or anything artistic.
Right, like.
What is
fine.
the point being a musician in our world if everybody is the same?
Yeah. Yeah. That's answered a question I've had myself for years. Fine.
You can still see a football match.
Yeah,
Footballers in your world are still footballers over here if they want to be.
yeah, fine.
A
Yeah.
golfer can still play golf if he wants to.
Yeah.
He will find it's a different game.
Mhm.
It feels different. And you adapt to that.
Right.
But it still exists. Competitiveness happens, but it's more friendly.
Oh, great. Yeah. Super.
It doesn't have but it's still, it doesn't have the aggression, but it still has passion.
Yes.
That's the one.
Yeah.
There is less aggression. There is no aggression,
Mhm.
but there is passion.
Oh, that's great.
And
That's great.
what would be the point doing it if there was no passion?
Yeah. Yeah.
The musician is still a musician. He plays better here than he did in your world because he hasn't got the physical body
Yeah.
that you had to hold him back or get in the way. But his
Inhibitions
ability
and
to
everything,
create
yeah.
still must remain.
Yeah.
What is the point coming to a world where you go to the hall of learning, you download into your brain how to play classical guitar, and you go back and play classical guitar? Where was the fun?
Yeah.
It's still a learning process.
Yeah.
Nobody can do everything instantly. There's just a different way of learning. And yes, it's more rapid. Yes, it's quicker. And yes, it's
Nicer.
different. But and it's nicer, Corey. Yes, indeed it is.
And easier.
Yeah.
Somewhat easier,
Mhm.
but still challenging enough to make it worthwhile doing.
Yeah.
For without the challenge, what's the point?
Right. Yeah.
For it's the challenge that creates the passion.
Yeah. Brilliant.
It's the challenge of running a kilometre or a
Yeah.
mile
Yeah.
in your world. It's the challenge of doing it that drives the person to do it.
Yeah.
But it takes passion to do it.
That's
Gotta
lovely.
want to.
And
Good.
some don't achieve it.
Mhm.
But nonetheless, they try.
Yeah.
It's the same in our world, my friends.
Brilliant.
There is no instantaneous everything. We are not an instant coffee world. Your world aspires to have everything instantly. Our world is quicker than your world. And it may seem instantaneous to you and your minds from your perspective right now. But when you come here, you'll realize that what seemed instantaneous is indeed just normal to us. And there will never be the absence of passion for something you want to do.
Yeah.
Process.
Yes.
Is that, yeah.
Yeah.
There will
Yeah.
always be a process.
Yeah.
Yes, you won't have the body. Yes, getting in the way and
Won't
being
have the
problematic.
inhibitions and all
But you'll
those
still have the
awful
ambition
things.
and the drive and the passion has to be there. You'll still have to learn it and find a way of doing it. It will be quicker, but you still have to try and work at it. Whether it's a musical instrument, whether it's tending to nature. We have nature, of course we have nature. Why would we not have nature? You have nature in your world. It dies, seemingly, it comes here.
Mhm.
It exists.
And then it starts again.
Yes. So I don't quite always understand what kind of world people have been misled into believing we are.
Mhm.
Because we have everything your world has, but more refined and beautiful.
Nice.
But still there.
Mm.
We have all the things your world has, but more refined.
Right. Yeah.
We don't have illness because the physical body is not of your world, so we
Yeah.
don't have the physical body that you have.
Yeah.
We have the etheric body, entirely solid
Mhm.
to one another, but different. We have clothes, we wear them. We have personalities, we have drive, we have ambition. We have lazy days. We have quiet days, we have excitement. I go to a pub quiz with friends. The questions, we have questions like on Earth. They're
Yeah.
different kinds of questions, I grant you that, but they are similar. We have enjoyment. Yes.
Oh, it's great.
And
Brilliant.
Wonderful.
I've told you all along,
Much
I've
nicer.
always said our world
If you
is
don't
like
think about
yours
this
but
one.
different.
Think
Yeah.
about that one.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is like your world but different.
Happier.
Oh, certainly. Certainly is happier. Yes, that's a guarantee.
I've always given the comparison to people here, like our world is rather like the black and white fuzzy television back in the 50s. Now we've got higher HD pictures now, and I sort of give the example that that's how your world is similar. How can I put it?
I know what you're trying
Yeah.
to say.
Yeah.
And the question is, if
Clearer.
and in a few years
Precise.
from now, people will look back at your current fuzzy high definition and how
Ah,
unrealistic it is.
Yeah.
Something, something
Yeah.
else.
Gosh. Yeah.
That's how it evolves.
Fabulous. That's even more things to look forward to, isn't it?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Well,
definitely.
I don't know, because will you want to have virtual reality implanted into your brain
Oh, I see what you
in
mean.
order to experience lifelike reality?
Mm,
I'm just going to wait till I get there.
mm.
There you are.
And
I think
enjoy
you'll be
it.
here by then, Cora. I shouldn't worry too much. It's quite a way off. But you see
Getting
my point,
closer by the
therefore.
day.
Yeah.
Do you really want virtual reality
No.
and your brain wired up
No.
in such a manner that you can experience such
No.
exciting realities that aren't actually happening?
Mm.
For that's how it will be sold to you. You'll be able to see your mother standing, or your brother, or whoever's, your friend will be standing in the room, and you can have a two-way conversation. This is no longer on the screen, but real in reality.
Mm.
And the way that'll be achieved is you have to hijack your brain in order to create it. Virtual reality installed in you.
Get rid of the
Do you
earth,
really want
right?
that? I would suggest not.
Mm.
It's an evolution, but it's too far in my opinion. You don't want to be allowing people to hijack your reality
Mm.
any more than they are. But nonetheless, that's another subject for another time.
Yeah.
Anthony
Yeah.
is pulling at my sleeve.
Right. Okay.
He says he needs to answer these questions because he's fed up of waiting.
Right. Okay.
And I've taken his hint, Paul.
Right.
I've taken his hint.
Okay.
So I shall leave you all with those strange thoughts, my friends, and have a lovely evening. I hope life is well.
Thank you, Monty.
And please don't forget what I said when I arrived. Please cultivate your own little patch.
Mm.
For doing that, cleaning one's own step is a good start to every day.
Yeah.
Look after your own step,
Yeah.
and others might start looking after theirs. And then
That's
before you
it.
know it, everybody's step is clean.
Mm.
Problem solved.
Clean up their own mess.
Absolutely. If you all clean up your own mess, everywhere's clean
Yeah.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
by default.
Mm.
Yes, my friends, I'll bid you a farewell. Have a lovely time ahead.
Thank
And I
you.
hope
Thank
life
you.
is good to you, and I shall say cheerio for now.
Thank you, Monty,
No,
very
no,
much.
thank
Paul,
you.
you may extinguish the light if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah. Hang on.
I think you'll find you're finished with that
All
now.
right.
Your glasses are on you.
Yes, they. Yes, they are. Thank you.
Very well. Good night, my friends.
Night,
Good
Good night.
Our
Monty.
regards from our side to you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.